Just stop for a second and listen. Because what I'm about to say is not for everyone. It's only for the person who is tired of feeling stuck, tired of starting and stopping, tired of knowing they're capable of more, but not doing anything about it. If that's you, then listen carefully. Right now, at this exact moment, there is someone out there who is less talented than you, less experienced than you, less prepared than you, and they are still moving forward. They are still working. They are still trying. And slowly they are winning. Not because they are special, but because they refuse to stay still. And you're waiting. Waiting for the perfect time. Waiting for the right mood. Waiting for motivation to hit you like lightning. But let me tell you something that might hurt your feelings. That moment is not coming. There is no perfect time. There is no magical motivation that will suddenly make everything easy. There is only a decision to either stay where you are or become something more. And most people choose to stay the same, not because they want to, but because it's comfortable. Comfort is dangerous. It feels safe. It feels easy. It feels familiar. But it quietly destroys your future. Because every time you choose comfort over growth, you are training yourself to stay average. You're building habits that keep you stuck. And the worst part is, you don't even realize it. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. I just need one more day. I'm not ready yet. But tomorrow turns into next week. Next week turns into next month. And before you know it, years have passed, and nothing has changed. Not your situation. Not your mindset. Not your results. Just your age. And one day that reality hits you hard. You look around and you see people moving ahead, people building businesses, people getting stronger, people becoming disciplined. And you start asking yourself, what did I do all this time? And deep down, you know the answer. You waited. You hesitated. You doubted yourself. But here's the truth. You still have time. You're still here. And as long as you are breathing, you still have a chance to change everything. But it starts with honesty. Be honest with yourself, not the version of you that makes excuses, the real you, the one that knows the truth. You know when you're being lazy, you know when you're wasting time, you know when you're avoiding what needs to be done. And until you accept that, nothing will change, because growth begins where excuses end. You cannot build a better life while constantly justifying bad habits. At some point you have to say, enough, enough wasting time, enough delaying my goals, enough being comfortable with a life I don't even want. That moment is powerful. Because that is the moment you take control, not of everything, but of yourself. And that's where real change begins. You don't need to control the world. You don't need to control other people. You only need to control your actions. Your discipline, your effort, because that is enough to change your entire life. But let's be clear about something. This is not easy. This path is not comfortable. There will be days when you don't feel like doing anything. Days when you are tired. Days when you doubt yourself. Days when quitting feels easier than continuing. And in those moments, that is where your future is decided. Not on the days when you feel motivated, but on the days when you don't. Anyone can work hard when they feel good. But champions work even when they don't feel like it. That is the difference. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about showing up again and again no matter how you feel. You don't skip because you're tired. You don't quit because it's hard. You don't stop because it's boring. You continue because you understand something most people don't. Feelings are temporary, but results are permanent. If you let your temporary feelings control your actions, you will never build anything meaningful. But if you control your actions despite your feelings, you become unstoppable. Think about it. Every successful person you admire, they didn't feel motivated every day. They didn't wake up excited all the time. They had doubts. They had struggles. They had moments where they wanted to quit, but they didn't. They kept going. One step at a time, one day at a time, And that consistency changed everything. Not overnight, but over time. That's another truth you need to understand. Success is slow. It is not instant. It is not flashy. It is built quietly in the background through small actions repeated daily. And most people quit because they don't see results fast enough. They go to the gym for a week and expect transformation. They work on a goal for a month and expect success. And when it doesn't happen, they stop. But what they don't realize is they were closer than they thought. Success doesn't happen when you expect it. It happens when you outlast everyone else. When you keep going long after others have quit. When you stay consistent long after motivation disappears. That's when things start to change, and suddenly all the effort, all the discipline, all the hard work begins to pay off. But you have to be patient. You have to trust the process. You have to keep going even when you don't see results, because the work is not wasted. It is building you stronger, smarter, more disciplined. And that version of you is capable of achieving things you can't even imagine right now. But you have to earn it, day by day, action by action, choice by choice. Every moment matters. Every decision matters. Because your life is not built in one big moment. It is built in thousands of small ones. The moment you decide to get up instead of snoozing the alarm, the moment you choose to work instead of scroll, the moment you push harder instead of giving up. These moments seem small, but they are everything. They define who you become. So if you want to change your life, start there. Not with something huge, not with something overwhelming. Start small. But start now. Do something today that moves you forward, even if it's just one step. Because one step leads to another, and another, and another, until one day you look back and realize how far you've come. But none of that happens if you don't start. So start now. Not tomorrow, not later, now. Thanks for watching Next Motivational.